is still a student, so you're going to constantly learn and constantly grow, and I think it's important to. That's the good thing about being an actor and actress is to study those people, watch them, watch how they do it,
right,
and then you'll quickly realize how much you suck.
And
I'm not an actor, man.
Yeah.
I'm like right now. I mean, I'll do some, and she's actually teaching me a lot. She's teaching me a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
he has a lot of natural talent for it. He's got very good timing, and he makes everything.
Have you taken acting courses before?
No, I haven't.
You've just kind of done this all on your own research.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. And you're teaching him.
I'm not against taking classes, though. I'd love to take some acting classes.
Right.
I was actually saying that we should maybe.
There's some good ones that I've heard.
Did I just do that?
Everybody's dropping shit. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Phone's broken by the end of this.
That's all right. It's all good.
Next episode sponsored by the iPhone. We replaced theirs.
So are you thinking that you want to go into, like, if you were to go into the acting world? I mean, I guess this is kind of for both of you because a lot of the stuff you're doing right now is comedy based. Mm-hmm. Is that something? Do you want to be comedy, both of you, or do you have a different?
I want to do everything.
Everything.
Yes.
So you want to be like a chameleon.
Action, comedy, comedian.
Yeah.
Comedy, horror, everything.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it all.
What about you, Dan?
I'm going to stick with comedy for now, and then I like getting into some of the more serious stuff as well. But I think comedy's an easy entry. So I'll live in that area for a while.
Sure.
I can see you doing action movies.
Action movies. I could be maybe a bouncer.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vin
Diesel stunt double.
And I don't know if I shared the story last time. Did I share the story about how many times people came up to you when we were all out together in Grand Bend? Okay. And people, I was thinking, okay, they totally recognize him from Punk Guy. Has anybody ever told you look like Vin Diesel?
Oh my God, all the time. Man.
Yeah.
It happens just as much. When somebody's coming up to me, I don't know if they're going to tell me I look like Vin Diesel or they know me from the puns.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. So I'll be like, you're Vin Diesel. Are you the pun guy too? Sometimes it's both.
Yeah. But in all fairness, when we were walking into the bar, some guy wasn't sure if it was you, and he said like the theme song or something, right?
Yeah. Start singing.
And then you're like, oh, I think that he recognizes me. He's like, oh no, I didn't even think it was you. It is you, right? He got really excited.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And have you had any feedback from your whole experience with the videos with Dan yet?
Like any recognition?
Yeah.
None.
No. We just need to do more, right?
The views, I was actually researching this. The majority of the views were in the States.
Yeah.
The majority are in the States.
Is that typical for your viewership?
Yeah, most of them are. But the reason why we did well in Canada is because we used some of the spots in Edmonton, and we were in White Oaks, and that kind of just spread.
Right.
So
right.
And then they realized we were from Canada, and then so on and so forth. So
right.
now we have a pretty good following here too now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So it's coming.
It'll happen.
Do you wait for it? Like when they recognize Dan, do you ever think like, no?
I never ever think anyone's going to recognize me. He's got a way bigger fan base than me.
But I think you're building, and not necessarily like I've seen some of the comments from men, and let's go over the comment that we originally discussed here earlier tonight.
Right.
So you have this following of people from wherever, right? And even tonight, you didn't see the comment that was left on the Sex and Suicide page. It said like,
"Oh crap!"
It said something like "sexy baby, gorgeous pussy" or something like that. Oh, no. And I had to step in and write a comment. I'm like, "Easy, dude. You need to tone it down a little notch."
And I
here.
did.
Yeah.
I deleted the comment, man.
Oh my God! I have this same bottle opener.
Do you really?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just.
Do you like wooden cock?
It was a gift from one of my girlfriends.
Could they see that from when you?
Maybe here I can hold it up for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is my my guest bottle opener.
I don't think mine has balls though. I think
Yours
it's just the
balls?
shaft.
I often say that I went over to a tribal village in Africa, and I sat there, and this was actually a carving made by a tribalman. So I sat there, and this is actually me.
Now, that's obviously not true.
That's yeah.
Because you've never been to Africa.
No. But you wanted to grab it anyway, didn't you?
For some reason, I did.
Yeah. So this is actually a gift from one of my good friends, Christine Figali, and she lived here for a little bit, and yeah, this was our Christmas gift. We all exchanged Christmas gifts. It all had something to do with dick.
Nice.
Yeah, we had it was funny how it all worked, except for because we live on Wolf Street, I got everyone butt plugs that had wolf tails.
Nice.
Yeah, those were hard to find. I don't even remember where I got them from, but
it's just so interesting. Just the bottle opener, like
Yeah.
Oh, we can do anything with this. Let's make it a bottle opener.
Yeah.
For sure.
Fucking Baldo.
For sure. Have you ever
opener.
been to? I mean, when I go to Mexico, though, like it's constantly in carvings. There's always dick on the stuff.
everywhere.
Yeah, or like
why
tits.
is that?
Right?
Tits.
Yeah,
Tits
So
are
much
good.
of it.
And they're always
Yeah.
weird looking tits too.
always
Like triangular, like weird,
anatomy. Yeah,
egg.
Orangutan titties.
Like what does Peter Griffin say when he's like the whole like egg hanging on a nail thing?
Oh. Gross.
Yeah, what are we talking about for droopage here, Peter?
Mine don't look like that.
So what's the next step for you? I mean, are you going to continue to work closely with Dan? Are you still doing auditions?
Yep, I'm still doing auditions.
How do you get auditions without an agent now?
There's a website. It was called Mandy originally. Then they went to Casting Call Pro, and I think they're switching it back to Mandy again.
Okay.
But that's a good website. There's a website on Facebook. It's called eBoss. It's high paying job. So that one's good.
Right.
So yeah, you can there's just a bunch of different sites that you can sort of apply to yourself.
So again, technology, right? Like you're able to do things that you never were before.
Exactly.
Wow, that's wild. Mm-hmm. So are you getting any gigs?
Not yet.
No. So
You
there's
haven't
been
got any gigs? You've been filming you filmed twice last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you film? Are you allowed to talk about it? Because I know there's contracts and shit too. My sister does this.
Probably can't.
No, probably can't.
The giggle like I can't. Fuck. What do I do right now? How do I say no?
So when it comes to representing yourself, how are you finding that? Is it extra work for you, or are you enjoying it? Do you think of
it's a lot of work, but it's nice because I can sort of pick and choose what's on my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I know that I can't be there on those shooting days, then I don't even bother applying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like other things, they don't tell you when they're shooting. They don't tell you anything. They just tell you you're supposed to be here at this time, and that's it.
How many gigs or sorry, auditions, I guess they are, because you haven't booked them. How many do you think you've gone to that you haven't gotten? And has that been discouraging?
I don't ever really get discouraged because every time I go to an audition, I always meet people.
Right.
So to me, it's
so it's networking still.
Exactly.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
You're probably
I never
getting better with every audition.
Yeah, and
Sure.
that too. I like it because it gives me more experience, right? Because I need it. It's hard to get up there in front of people and by yourself and just hope that you remember all of your lines and everything.
Right.
And I've botched auditions.
Right.
I've gone up there and forgotten everything that I was supposed to say, and I felt like an idiot.
Right.
But I just had to and I actually was really discouraged after that. I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this is the wrong career for me. But I was like, no, it was just a
Right.
fluke thing. You've done several things. You've gone up and memorized whole plays. Like it was just like a weird day, an off day for you. So you just got to take it in stride.
Right. And what's that like, having to memorize? Because I don't think I could do it. That's the one.
It's the hardest part.
Yeah, is the memorization.
It's the hardest part.
I don't
in my
mind.
opinion.
I don't mind memorization as long as it's the one that I was going for that time was a technical audition. So it was speaking about I think strokes.
Okay.
So it was a lot of technical information, and I'm not good with that. I'm good with feeling.
Right.
So I'm good with emotions and that type of stuff. So I really like back and forth banter. Those types of scripts are really good for me.
Mm-hmm.
The ones where you have to memorize like really long monologues, I can as long as I can connect with them. If for some reason I feel like I can't connect with the script, then I have trouble.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's where it gets a little more difficult for you, is if you can't put yourself in the shoes of that role.
Exactly.
Okay. So what are your favorite roles to go to that you do put yourself in touch with?
I would say I love like creepy, like psychotic things. Yeah.
So you got a little bit of a dark side to you.
Yes. Everyone knows that about me pretty much. So I might as well just put it out there. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that I just think that I could really like tap into that. And I think it's fun, like to play something that's like just so different, right?
So
I like playing different characters.
would you ever play like a mass murderer or something?
Oh, God, yeah.
So that would
I would be
something.
the best serial killer.
You get really excited about that.
Because people that play roles when they are themselves.
I've got like 5 bodies in
really
my
good.
trunk. Right
Yeah.
now.
So, would you have any kind of motivational words for anyone that's in your shoes right now that's thinking about quitting? Maybe they haven't run into the Dan Shaba that
Right.
is kind of helping them out a little bit. Is that fair to say? I mean, you're
Yeah.
saying before you ran into Dan that it was discouraging, and now you see a little more
more light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because you have faith in, you've seen him kind of make it, and now you're like, okay, well, if he can do it, I can do it? Or
Yeah.
Yeah?
And just like, because Six With Me hit like over 1 million views.
Yeah.
I mean, I put out a music video that I worked pretty hard on for like 6 months.
Is this the Christmas
And it's-
sweater one?
No, that one.
Oh,
That one's funny. But
I like that one.
That one is good.
Yeah. I didn't
like
but
it.
like my videos, I mean, I think the most I have on some of my views is 3,000. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
hitting 1 million to me was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I just hit 1 million views. This is like the best day ever.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's definitely been All my thanks goes to him.
No. That wouldn't have hit 1 million views if it wasn't for a pretty face.
Sure.
Nobody was watching that for me.
Yeah.
Brandon killed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She looked good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there is something to be said. Yeah, we have a following that originally sees it, but if they don't like it, they won't share it. They won't comment on it. We put out stuff that flopped,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
and they liked it.
Good.
They really liked it. So
good.
That's good. That's good news. So we'll try something else.
Yeah, and sometimes things that you think are going to hit won't hit, right?
Yeah.
So
that's constant. Well, if we're uploading it, we think it should do well. Like I have I'm pretty picky with what gets released.
Right.
Really super picky.
So you're kind of in check with what the demographic is looking for?
Yeah, and if it doesn't hit, then I just go and I'll just wonder why and then course correct.
Right. When you want to fix that, do you go to the comments to see what the problem was, or?
Yeah, a lot of the times they'll tell you.
They give the feedback, right?
They tell you.
Yeah.
They
no
tell
holding
you.
back.
Mm-hmm.
So was there anything discouraging about doing this video, or did you love every minute of it?
Six with me? I had a couple people tell me that I was ugly as fuck. So
Are you serious?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But I just kind of laughed at it. I was like, ouch, like, whatever.
Well, of course, when that happens, that's when you know you're on the right track.
When you start getting some shitty comments like that?
You know you're successful with the amount of hate you get.
Really?
100%.
I think some girl said I was annoying as fuck, too. And I was like... I didn't write the script, though.
You think about the biggest stars in the world, and they're the most hated at the same time.
Of course.
Right?
They get so much hate. So it's just something that it was just a small taste of what is to come. I need to get used to it.
You do.
Yeah, you need to love it.
There's a
love
lot
it.
of people that are... For every 3 people that like me, there's going to be 3 people that hate me. So.
Man, I had one comment, I laugh at some of them so bad. Man, like, there's a couple on the 40 rapper puns, right? One guy... so I mentioned Redman in that song.
Yeah.
Okay? And then one guy goes... How could you say Redman and not Method Man, you faggot?
Are you serious?
I was dead. I was laughing so hard at that, man. Like,
people are ruthless still, eh?
It's
like,
so funny because, like,
he's the one asking why you didn't mention another man first of all in that whole equation.
because Method Man and Redman were a team.
I remember
right?
that, yeah.
But they're still separate artists, and I didn't really see a way that I wanted to use Method. It was kind of easy,
right?
And I didn't use that. And then another one because the black bar says "Guy puns 40 rappers,"
right?
And some dude says. Guy looks like a pussy 40 times. And I screenshotted it because I saved it so I can just laugh at that. Like, I love it. I actually think it's funny.
Yeah. It is funny.
What he's saying is hilarious.
Do you ever see those like celebrity things where they have celebrities read out like
the tweets?
Yeah,
those are the
so
best.
Fun. They're just like
those are the best.
You have to laugh at them, right? Because like, what else can you do? You can't take them too seriously.
That's when you know you're successful. If you can write, if you can be on that segment.
Yeah.
If you have mean tweets about you,
sure.
That's when you've made it.
Sure. Some of those.
Everybody's your best friend coming up. Mm-hmm. Your parents aren't going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Your friends won't tell you the truth.
That's true.
Fans that you've never, or people that you've never met will.
Yeah.
Those are that's your true.
Yep.
I wouldn't say
feedback.
It's necessarily true what they're saying.
No, but that's the true feedback, though, like that you'll get whether, the majority is going to be positive, let's say.
Yeah.
But, that's still that's what they think.
Right.
They're just, those people don't hold back, is all I'm saying. Like when your parents would.
Yeah. Now my mom, I told you what she said, eh?
I don't get it.
Yeah. I tried to show my mom their, I think it was your top pun video. I think it was the one where you guys were just sitting there. It was the one.
Like idiots, yeah.
The drafting was the one that I remember the most because I liked that. And I showed her that, and she said, I don't get why this is funny. That's what she said.
That's amazing.
Like, Mom, she liked you when she met you, but she said, but she turned back
now
to her.
Now she doesn't.
She turned back to her book. My dad was laughing, especially the Rona ones. He laughed at those ones.
Because they're dad jokes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But anyway, parents can be on, at least other people's parents can be on.
Well, exactly. People that are not related to you in any shape or form, that's never met you or doesn't have like a, good connection with.
Right.
It's funny.
Yep. So what do we have that's in the works besides the video that you guys are kind of keeping hush-hush about? Do you have any other projects coming up that are outside? I mean, singing. We saw you sing recently.
I'm working on an album right now.
Are you really?
I am. Yeah, it's going to be my first actual album, so I'm pumped.
Good for you. Mm-hmm. And I still need a copy of your album, by the way.
What?
Your album.
Yeah, my album.
Nice.
Tiffany album.
I like that.
Maybe call it that.
You should. This is my first album.
My first album.